The fire in the hut was small, just a few orange flames dancing in the dark. The wind outside made a crying sound, like a lonely spirit walking between the trees. Inside the mud hut, 3 children sat close to their grandmother. Their eyes were wide. Their bodies were shaking, not from cold, but from the story they were about to hear. "You must never laugh at poor people," the old woman said. Her voice was low and strong. "Never mock someone because they wear torn clothes. Never laugh at someone who sleeps beside dogs. Never throw food at someone and treat them like they are nothing." The youngest child looked confused. "Why, Nana?" The old woman leaned closer. Her breath smelled like herbs and wood smoke. "Because once in this very village," she whispered, "there was a girl who had nothing. No name, no home, no voice. The people called her Goya Curse. They made her eat from the dog's bowl." The children gasped. She didn't cry. The old woman continued. She didn't scream. But the dogs watched every time she was kicked, every time she was pushed, every time her food was thrown on the ground like dirt. The dogs saw it. They remembered. The fire popped. The wind outside grew louder. The children were silent now, their hearts beating fast. One night, the old woman said everything changed. Far away from the main huts of the village, where the chiefs lived and the elders sat in power, there lived a group of people no one respected. They were called the keepers of the dogs. Their homes were small, weak, and full of holes. Their clothes were dirty. Their names were never spoken in prayers. Their children did not go to the village drum schools. But these people had an important job. They raised the dogs, the hunters, the guards, the protectors of the village. The dogs were wild and strong. They chased away hyenas. They protected the goats. They watched the dark when everyone slept. The villagers respected the dogs, but not the people who raised them. No one thanked the keepers. No one married them unless they were desperate. One year when the rainy season came, a strange girl appeared. No one saw how she came. Some said she came floating in the river water. Others said she crawled out from under the roots of the old fig tree near the graveyard. She was small, maybe 9 years old. But her body was thin, like a stick. Her skin was dark and shining like wet mud. Her hair was twisted in hard knots. She had big, dark eyes. But she never spoke. The dog keepers found her sleeping beside one of the oldest hunting dogs. The dog did not bite her. He licked her face and slept beside her. She did not cry, did not ask for help. She did not run. Not someone gave her food. She did not eat in front of them. She took the bowl and walked away. No family claimed her. No one knew her name. The priest came to check her spirit. But he just shook his head. "This girl," he said, "comes from shadow. She is not normal." The elders argued for 6 days. In the end, no one wanted her. So the dog keepers took her. Not because they wanted to, but because no one else would. They did not give her a name. They just called her the girl. She slept beside the dogs. She washed their wounds. She cleaned their mess. She did not speak. She ate last. Whatever was left in cracked bowls, dry yam skins, burnt cassava, she ate it quickly and quietly. The villagers called her Goy. The word meant curse. The children laughed at her. They said touching her would bring bad luck. But she never answered them. She never looked sad. She just worked. Her silence was not weak. It was strong. It scared people. She walked with a limp. Her left foot dragged behind her. No one asked why. No one cared. But the dogs cared. At first, they looked at her like a stranger. Then they waited for her. If someone else brought food, they did not eat. If someone else called them, they didn't listen. They followed her with their eyes. They trusted her. Then one day, she started to hum. The moon was red that night. Not white, not yellow. Blood red. The sky looked angry. The trees didn't move. The wind was too scared to blow. Even the crickets were silent. Something was coming down in the center of the village. The fire burned high. The people gathered for the purification festival. It was supposed to be a holy night, a night for washing sins, dancing, singing, and shouting to the gods. All right. But under that red moon, the joy turned to something else, something darker. The drums beat loud. The air smelled of sweat and goat fat. Women danced in white cloth, their arms painted with ash. The chief's daughter, Aden, walked proudly in a circle, her neck full of shiny beads. She smiled too much. Her eyes always looked down on others. She didn't like poor people. She didn't like dog keepers. Okay, she hated the girl called Goy then. Goy was brought forward. She was thin. Her dress was torn. Her hands were tied behind her back with a rough rope. Her knees were dirty. Her face was calm. Too calm. Two dog keepers brought her to the fire. They didn't look at her. They untied the rope and walked away fast, like she carried something dangerous. The priest stood up. He lifted his staff. The drums stopped. The bad spirit must be cleaned, he said. The girl must eat like a dog. Then the gods will forgive us. The crowd laughed. Aden stepped forward, holding an old dog bowl. It was dirty, black, and greasy. She smiled wide. Even the dogs have better bowls now, she said loudly. The people laughed again. Aden dropped a piece of raw meat into the bowl. It made a wet sound. Blood dripped down the side. Eat, the priest said. Goy did not move. Two women pushed her from behind. She fell to her knees. Her body shook, but not from fear. Her head was still high. More meat was thrown into the bowl. Eat. Someone shouted, she probably eats worse. Another said, children laughed. Some clapped. Some threw dust. But then a bark. One bark. Loud and sharp. Everyone froze. From the edge of the circle, a tall copper-colored dog walked out. Its eyes were locked on the meat. Then another dog followed. Then three more. No one moved. The priest stepped back. Goy looked up. She looked at the villagers, one by one. Her eyes did not cry. Her face did not beg. She was just watching. Then she leaned forward, touched her lips to the meat, not to eat. Just to mark the moment, she sat back. The dogs growled low. Their eyes were fixed on the people, not the food. Suddenly, it was quiet, too quiet. The crowd felt cold, even near the fire. That night, Goy did not sleep alone. She sat in the kennel with the dogs in a circle around her. She hummed softly, not a song, not a chant, just a deep, soft sound like the earth speaking. And the dogs listened. The next morning, something was wrong, very wrong. The sun rose slowly, but the village stayed quiet. No roosters crowed, no dogs barked, no children played. The air felt heavy, like a hand pressing on every roof. The dog keepers ran to the kennels. The dogs were standing still, not lying, not eating, not growling. Just standing, heads up, eyes staring at the village. Not one dog moved, not even Guma, the wild one known for biting. The villagers brought meat. Nothing. Water, nothing. Even whistles and claps. It didn't work. The dogs didn't blink. Then someone asked, "Where is the girl?" No one had seen her since the night before. The dog keepers searched. She was gone. Some people whispered. She walked into the forest. She spoke to the dogs in their dreams. My child saw her. Her eyes were glowing. Fear spread like fire. Later that day, a scream came from one of the huts. A boy, the chief's nephew, ran outside. His face was white. His mouth was open wide. They were in my dream. He cried. The dogs. Her eyes. They followed me. They didn't bark. They just stared. That night, no one slept. The dogs stood in place, still as statues. And the girl. She was never seen again. But some nights, when the wind is sharp and the moon is red, the dogs leave their place. They walk the paths in silence. And from the forest, a hum can be heard. Soft, deep, unhuman. The villagers pretend to forget, but the dogs never do, because that girl is the one they called nothing. was everything to them, and one night when they watched her fall, they chose not to forget.